Okay, so hi, thank you for tuning in. We're in the Hammadi scriptures. I'm reading the Tripartite Tractate. Okay, excuse me, I have to speak low. I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible. So if anyone is interested, you're going to have this book, but I will guide you. Now, we know the second coming of Christ is coming not as anybody can perceive. It's not as a single person, but it's coming as a multitude of people. The Quran confirms this, okay? Because if you have the eyes to see it in the Quran. So the Tripartite Tractate actually unravels this mystery. And it's really amazing once you have the revelation, which we have the revelation. So the Tripartite Tractate gets into what is called the all, okay? The all is a common term in Gnostic texts. What is the all? This is something I've just learned. I've been hearing about the all for years, but I never really focused on understanding what it is until today. And the all is something that comes from the ineffable light of the Father in the upper realm, things that we can't even conceive, that are far above our own even existence, okay? If you understand that we live in an existence of darkness, and Allah, God, is way, 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 it's just inconceivably massive. So there's a drop of that comes down to our creation. That is like the drop of life in all of us. It's the innocence that you see in animals, the compassion that you see when you see a human being, that when you study a human being, you could tell that we're made to have compassion on. I think when we look at animals, we see this most clearly, like the innocence of a cat, the innocence of a squirrel, okay? That is the all. That little drop of semen of life that comes from the Father is from the all. And it's that we are supposed to find through Christ. That's the way to go, okay? That's what we're searching for through Christ. That's what this text talks about in the opening pages, okay? Now, consider the Gospel of Thomas. The first saying in the Gospel of Thomas, those who can receive these sayings, and they'll be master of the all. So, on page 69, the first paragraph reveals how this makes sense in the second coming of Christ. And there is a verse in here, there's no numbers, and I can't find it, that does confirm that Christ will come as a multitude, as we see in the Quran. It's very amazing. But the first paragraph on page 69, I'm not going to suffer me reading it, because it's deep and you need to meditate on it. But it really gets into how, it confirms Christ will come as a multitude because we will have the all. Consider the Gospel of Thomas. And you see that saying in the Gospel of Thomas, those who receive these sayings and study them and all that kind of stuff will be master of the all. So read this first paragraph. And now consider John 17, when Jesus says that the whole body is all one. So that's another confirmation. When Christ returns in his second coming, he's not going to be one person. He's going to be the multitude of all that followed him. And it's quite incredible indeed. So that's where I'm at. I just wanted to share that with people. If anybody owns this book, I highly recommend you buy it and study it. It's probably one of the most important books there is to study, because in order to start studying this will open up the Quran in ways you can't even imagine. And I've covered this. These scriptures came around 300 AD. The Prophet Muhammad was around, like 900 or whatever it may be. So God meant us to receive the Gnosis. And if you receive the Gnosis, the scriptures open up in ways you can't even conceive. It's amazing, because that is our future to lead us into the kingdom of God. But this is an amazing revelation about the second coming of Christ that we know, that's confirmed, and now we can begin to understand it. So moving forward, it's really amazing. So thank you for tuning in. Allah bless you. I pray people can follow along.